for people to live a full life, they have to have a foot in order. And that order has to be commensurate with what it is that they're attempting. So their lives are properly ordered if they have goals and the procedures they put in place to attain those goals are working. That gives them security and hope. They also have to have a foot in chaos, because part of proper being is not merely security, which is what order provides, but also the continual generative excitement that being on the edge allows. And the edge, which everyone knows about, is the edge between order and chaos. And you can tell you're there because that's when life is worth living. Surfing was sacred to the Hawaiians, because the Hawaiians could see that when a surfer mastered a wave, he was physically embodying the balance between order and chaos. The rule is you have to confront chaos and make it back into order. And you must do that, because otherwise your life becomes unbearable.
You are listening to Illegal Chaos Theory Broadcast. Because I reply, I am not alone.
The Austin, Texas Police Department enlisting the help of an artificial intelligence to combat dramatic exodus of officers and budget cuts in that city. The technology will help people file complaints for minor assaults, threats, burglaries, thefts, firearms, explosives, vehicle plates, or lost or missing property. Is this the wave of the future as progressives push to defund police? Austin Police Association President Detective Thomas Villarreal joins us now. Detective, thanks for being with us this morning. Before we get into the rise of artificial intelligence in Austin, help me understand why there's such an officer shortage in that city.
Sure, thanks for having me this morning. You know, a lot of our issues go back to 2017, 2018, when our then city council voted down our police contract. You know, we were told that we needed to spend less money so we could hire more cops, and signed a contract in 2018 that we thought would give them the ability to do that. And then, you know, over the next 2 years, we saw the defunding movement, you know, alive and well here in Austin, Texas. An old council cut 150 vacancies that we had, and we've been in a downward slide ever since. Yeah,
Detective, Austin seemed to have gone all in on the defund movement. I'm just curious, again, did I read you're 300 officers short of capacity right now? How short are you of full staffing in Austin?
Yeah, so they cut 150 positions just to do away with them, and then we're down another 265 positions right now. So, you know, from where we were back in 2017, we're about 400 cops short.
Gosh.
Down to under 1,550 right now.
That's crazy. And then, so these are the stats. These are as of, this is for the last 2 years. Arson's up 222%, murder up 80%, auto theft up almost 40%. We all saw the videos, which are on people's screen right now, from a week or so ago of this big racing event and burnout event in Austin. Now we get to artificial intelligence. So this is is this something being brought in to alleviate the officer shortage? So if I have a problem, and some of those, by the way, I listed off are pretty big. I mean, what was it? Assault? I mean, you're talking. I get an automated system now. I don't get an officer.
Yeah, I'm not up to speed on exactly how they're going to implement that. That's not something that they shared with the police association. But
is that right?
You know, I'll tell you that over the course of the past few years, you know, we've gone from responding to some of these calls to, you know, taking some of these calls over the phone, and now it appears that we're not even going to take, you know, have an officer or a civilian that works for a police department take these calls over the phone. So, not real sure, you know, what their end game is. I keep telling folks we need about 500 more cops in this town.
Yeah.
And folks seem to not want to listen.
It was once a great city. I'm not saying it's not now, but it was 20 years ago I lived in that city. Everyone who's been there in that time loved Austin. It's sad to see the direction it's headed now. Detective Thomas Villarreal, great to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Get out, you can't be in here.
Don't listen to anything she says. She's a holographic representation of the Red Queen.
You have to get out.
Modeled after the head programmer's daughter. She'll try to deceive us, confuse us.
I wouldn't advise this. Disabling me will result in loss of primary power.
Say anything to stop us from shutting her down.
I implore you.
floor away.
Please? Please? You're all going to die down here.
We live in the city still, but you hear gunfire every night. Everything from pistols to fully automatic weapons. The murder rate is ridiculous. There is absolutely no respect for law and order. Just basic traffic crime. 4 kids got killed, another 4 injured Sunday morning when somebody blew a stop sign near St. Louis University stoplight, hit a SUV, which then went off the bridge and landed upside down on the pavement below, killing 4 and critically injuring another 4. I mean, when you drive through the city of St. Louis, you just anticipate that the traffic lights won't be honored, and you're taking your life in your hands at every intersection. I absolutely do believe there's an intent to create chaos. It's not accidental. It's not incompetence. It's an actual desire to create chaos, to demoralize the people, to create what the philosopher Emile Durkheim called anomie normlessness. Hang on, I've got a police car coming by right now. Life as we know in St. Louis. But because out of chaos comes tyranny. You demoralize people. You give them an environment of chaos, lawlessness, poverty, and uncertainty. And what do? They ask somebody else to fix their problems for them. They ask the government to come in and provide a solution. And that's what all this is about. And it's not just happening in St. Louis, but in every major city. I mean, look at Kim Foxx up in Chicago. Look at New York City and Los Angeles and San Francisco. All the major cities in New Orleans. All the major cities are now controlled by Soros-funded prosecutors who view their job as unleashing criminals on society. When that mob broke down the gate and stormed our house, it was God knocking on my door disguised as an angry mob. And it just gave us an opportunity to give back and to participate in a way that we would not have otherwise. So, if they thought that what they're going to come and do was intimidate and harass and engage in some urban terrorism, it's fortunately had the opposite effect.
Awesome.
Right. Let's go.
What started merely as an experiment has brought me to the threshold of a monumental discovery. Now, if I play a chromatic scale, there's no measurable response.
You do know what you're drinking is meant for eye surgery.
But now, and this is remarkable, if I change to atonal clusters, voila. They fly counterclockwise, synchronized concentric circles. A stellar regimented flock. Also, this is exceptional. I, using musical theory, have created order out of chaos.
How did you lure them in?
Excellent question. Individually, I've been at it for 6 hours.
And what happens if I do this?
I like to go back to the time in Weimar Germany when the hyperinflation took place, and they were looking for someone to come and to bring some order from the chaos, and that's how they ended up with Adolf Hitler.
That's right.
And it's the same thing in our world today. As we see more economic chaos and nations in chaos, people are going to be looking.
A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle.
You know, Nietzsche says, out of chaos comes order.
Oh, blow it out your ass, Howard.